Hey, look, I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you're swimming against the current. If you want to YOLO that way, hey.
You YOLO the way you YOLO.
I did it last week and it worked great.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Chicago Sean McLaughlin. I'm the Chief Option Strategist at All Star Charts, joined by Steve Strazza, our head technical analyst. What's up, Steve?
Not much, man. How you getting through all this volatility? How's it going for you?
Well, look, that's what we're going to talk about here because, look, we're on a short time frame here, on a short window. We got about 5 minutes to talk, so we're going to kind of go off script here a little bit. We were thinking about how we were going to go through these flow reports, but Straz and I, before we went live, we were talking about how difficult it is right now to get aggressive in some of these trends. We've seen some big moves. I mean, CVX is a trade that we're in, and it's had an incredible move. But man, if you're getting into these trades now, it is so hard to jump in. I mean, there's so many whipsaws, and we're just one headline away from getting stopped out of all our positions, it feels like, right?
I feel like first of all, we're at an inflection point where this could either be a major kind of peak or trough in a trend reversal type of a situation, or it could just be a continuation pattern. And the interesting thing is that it goes in both directions right now because markets are so bifurcated. The worst stocks have already resolved lower, are trending lower, and are now in bearish continuation patterns. And they look extended to the downside. But the best stocks have broken out, resolved to the upside, and they look extended to the upside. So from a tactical standpoint, it's really tough to pick your spots right now. I think that's what you're saying, right?
And meanwhile, like this is just one of many examples, but we were talking about this EOG Resources. This is a trade we've got on. We sold some April 110 puts this week. And if you look at that intraday chart, I don't know if you can see it on my chart right now, but I got an intraday chart here in the upper left corner here. Look at this stock at noon Eastern. It just out of nowhere went from 121 down to 113. What's that? I can't do that math in my head. Is that a 11% drop intraday in 1 hour? Not even.
A little bit less, but yeah, it's close.
Yeah, that was an 11% drop in 30 minutes. I mean, if you're on any kind of short time frame, or if you're trying to build positions, these kind of moves that come out of nowhere are going to wreck your risk management. It's so hard to stay in the course in these things. I don't know. You and I were both kind of sharing our exasperation about that right before we went live.
Right. So if you think about it, our strategy is usually to lean on the areas that are working, right? Lean on the relative strength. When you look at the areas that are working right now, I think there's actually a lot of downside risk. As good as they look tactically and structurally, whether it's metal stocks, oil stocks, they've had such a phenomenal run. If some sort of headline comes out that talks about any type of peace treaty or any type of decline in, what we've seen with these war headlines between Russia and Ukraine, you could see a drastic decline in the price of commodities. And you would think that would flow through to the commodity stocks that have been doing so well. Right. So in my opinion, it's a little bit risky here to try and put long bets on the areas that have been working. And then, when you talk about the areas that haven't been working, do you really want to try and catch a falling knife? It hasn't worked thus far. Okay.
Well, speaking of catching falling knives, I know, believe it or not, Strazza, there's a small contingent of Steve Strazza superfans out there, and they were listening to the spaces this morning with JC, and people are clamoring for an update. What have you done with that crazy ARC position? You bought some calls, you said. Have you taken my advice and improved your position in any way?
No. So what you were telling me was to basically put on like some sort of risk reversal and also sell puts. So what that would do, that would increase my risk, right, to the upside. And it was moving against me as we were talking about it. And that's one of the most frustrating things as a trader, when you're literally watching the change or watching the chains and watching the change in price while you're trying to enter. So premiums were moving pretty fast, and I have not sold any puts. I'm long call.
That was a long-winded way of saying, no, I've not made any adjustments. Sean, your advice is crap. Is that what you're saying?
Market was moving very fast. I did try. I looked into it. I'll give you that much.
There is no try. There is only do, Strazza. Get out there and sell some puts or sell some out of the money calls at the very least. I know JC hated that idea, but do something to improve that position. You're buying calls at the highest premium that thing has seen in a year. Come on.
But I'm also buying calls at the lowest price that thing has seen in multiple years. And that's kind of why that's why JC said not to do that, because he knows I have a very high risk tolerance. This is a highly tactical trade. If we opened higher, gapped higher tomorrow, I'd exit everything.
Hey, look, I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm just saying you're swimming against the current. If you want to YOLO that way, hey, you YOLO the way you YOLO.
I did it last week and it worked great.
Hey, look, we could talk about this for another 20 minutes, but unfortunately we got a hard out here at the bottom of the hour, so we have to go. Sorry for the short episode, but hey, we hope you got something out of it. Strazza doesn't listen to Sean. That's what you got out of it.
Bullshit.
Take care, everybody.